Hey, welcome back to my channel, Lovedhappy. My name is Kaylyn. I'm 39 weeks and 1 day pregnant, and today we're talking about all the ways I'm preparing to have a natural childbirth in a hospital. I'm pregnant with my second baby. I had my first baby in a birth center, so it was a natural childbirth, no pain medication or other interventions. But this baby that is in my belly right now will be delivered at a hospital when she's ready to come out. So today I'm going to share with you my tips from my experience about how to have a natural childbirth, as well as the things that I'm doing to prepare in particular to have a natural childbirth in a hospital. If you are a pregnant mama, I hope that this encourages you and helps you. And I just want to let you know that you can absolutely have a natural childbirth. Women have been doing it for centuries, and God designed your body to birth a baby. As Ina May Gaskin would say, your body is not a lemon. Your body can do this. And that was something that really encouraged me with my first labor when I had doubts if I could actually do it. Also, I'd like to say there's nothing wrong with getting an epidural or pain medication, and I know things often don't go as planned, and I think we just have to be open to what God has for us in our birth, but I think all these things are super helpful, and that's why I wanted to share them with you. I'm going to start with what I think is one of the most important tips, and that is to mentally prepare. Whether you're doing it in a hospital, your house, or a birth center, the best thing that I did to prepare myself with my first baby was to get in the place mentally where I believed in myself and where I believed that my body could do this. There is so much fear propagated, especially in media, surrounding childbirth. My #1 book recommendation that has encouraged me so much is this. It's called Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. This book is full of super awesome, encouraging birth stories that aren't laden with fear or anything like that. They really help to showcase the woman's natural ability to give birth, and reading them is super encouraging, and it really just helps to cleanse your mind of all those negative associations with birth. And along with the birth stories, it just has a ton of information about birth, about pain management, about different things in the hospital. If you want a natural childbirth and don't really know where to start, this book is golden and going to help you so much. I'm so pregnant right now and don't want to get up and get it, but I also highly recommend Mama Natural's Natural Pregnancy Guide. Mama Natural, she has a YouTube channel, and it is her Natural Pregnancy Guide that has so much incredible information as well, and I definitely recommend getting your hands on that as well. I'll link both of these below if you want to check them out, but I cannot recommend both of these books enough. I'm also going to link a TED Talk by this author that kind of was my starting point before I bought this book. That TED Talk will give you an idea about who this woman is and just kind of her background and point of view, and I think it will encourage you to buy this book. So I'll link that TED Talk down below as well. But yes, ultimately removing the aspect of fear around childbirth is going to be incredibly powerful in having a natural childbirth. There's actually a very strong correlation between fear and pain experienced in childbirth, and it's amazing how much your mind can affect what you're actually feeling and perceiving happening in your body. Positive birth stories are definitely encouraging to hear and can help us prepare for labor and just kind of imagine the unimaginable in a sense. I know that helped me, but there definitely is a line I feel like that you can cross. So just be thoughtful. If something isn't encouraging you or affecting you in a positive way, just save yourself and stop watching it. So along with that, education is super important. Educating yourself about what happens in labor, about different breathing techniques, pain management skills, all those things are going to be super helpful. And again, both of those things are covered in this book and the book by Mama Natural as well. Along with that, definitely make sure you take a tour of your hospital and you ask lots of questions. In Mama Natural's book, there's actually a list of questions to ask your hospital, and I actually used those and found it to be super helpful when I did a tour of my hospital. Every hospital is different and is going to have different procedures, so it's important to know what is standard procedure at the one that you're going to be delivering at. So when you take that tour, don't be afraid to ask a lot of questions and really have an understanding of what happens when you're in labor. Maybe there are different procedures or methods of intervention. You can also find out what they have available in terms of things that would support a natural birth. Like, do they have a squatting bar that's available for you to use, or do they have a tub that you can use to labor in as well? Along with that, asking them their C-section rate and seeing where it ranks on the national average. That might be something that's good to know as well. Something else that's really helped me is talking to friends that I have that have delivered at this hospital and just hearing their birth stories and asking about the things that happen there. Personally, at the hospital that I'm going to be delivering at, I've heard both positive things and neutral things, and it's just been very informative and helped prepare me mentally for what is ahead. Another great resource that I just remembered is the documentary The Business of Being Born. This one is actually on YouTube, so I'll link it down below. If the idea of a natural childbirth is kind of a new concept to you and you're not super familiar with it, I think watching that documentary is a great place to start. Once you've begun to educate yourself and start to kind of know the different things that can happen during a birth and what your options are, I definitely suggest writing a birth plan. What's awesome is that there's so many templates online already that can kind of help guide you and know kind of the different things that are standard to happen, and then you can decide where you stand on those things. For instance, some of the specific things you can include on your birth plan that could help you have a natural childbirth might include a lot about the environment around you. When you're in labor, it's really important to relax and feel as comfortable as you can, and oftentimes in a hospital there's going to be bright lights and it's not really the most cozy, comfortable situation to be in. So requesting that they keep the lights dim, requesting that people speak in quiet voices, requesting minimal check-ins from the nurse. The hospital I'll be giving birth at has these really nice tubs in each room, and I'm guessing I'm going to be in the tub a lot because with my first daughter I was at the birth center and I was in the tub for so much of the time, and it really helped me manage the pain. So I definitely recommend being in the water if you have access to it, and if that sounds like something that would be comforting to you. That honestly helped me manage the pain of the contractions so much. In the tub they had the removable shower head, and I would put that on my abdomen, and that just felt so nice. Certainly another important thing to include on your birth plan would be to request for them to not offer you pain medication. Something else to know on your birth plan would be you want free range of motion as much as possible, you know, unless there's something else that's going on and they really need to monitor the baby. But even then, walking and moving around and getting in different positions is going to be super helpful at progressing labor, because being stuck on your back is kind of the worst place to be. It's so helpful for our bodies to be moving around and letting gravity help, and just the movement of our bodies help get the baby into position to come out of us. Alright, another great thing to have is a doula. A doula is someone who you'd hire, who you'd meet with a few times before your birth, and then they'll be there to support you during your birth, and then generally they'll have a visit or two with you after you have your baby as well. All doulas are slightly different, but they're there to really support you and help you have the birth that you want to have, especially if your labor is long. That can be a lot on your partner as well, so they can be there to support your spouse as well, so that your spouse can go maybe sleep for a little bit or get some food, whatever they need throughout your labor. My doula has helped me a lot, just keep me informed and give me alternative options for things that have been going on. And during labor she's going to be using essential oils. She has different tools to help me during labor. She's going to bring me snacks, and she knows a bunch of different massage techniques that she will use on me if I want that. And having a doula even in this stage up until labor has been so wonderful, because it just lets me take a big mental load off, knowing that someone else will be thinking of a lot of these things, knowing that I just have that support of someone else who is more informed than me. She's experienced and has a wealth of information, and it's just nice to feel like I don't have to keep everything in my head, and that I have her to lean back on now and during labor. Another thing that I swear helped my labor so much last time was drinking red raspberry leaf tea. If you don't know what that is, it's a tea that you can buy online or in Whole Foods or natural health food store and drink, and it helps to strengthen and tone your uterus. I personally started drinking mine in the 3rd trimester, and now that I'm past 39 weeks, I drink at least 3 cups a day. And again, what it does is strengthens your uterus, and I swear I had super effective contractions during my labor. They just felt very effective. They were very consistent. My labor never kind of went back and forth. Kind of once I started going, it was gradual, but it continued until I had a baby, and I really think that the tea had an excellent impact on the effectiveness of my contractions. I buy this tea in bulk on Amazon because I go through so much of it. It is fall now, but it has been summer, and I love to drink this tea iced. I just think it goes down a lot quicker and a lot smoother. So what I do is I make a huge concentrated batch of it with maybe like 6 or 7 tea bags, and then dilute that with water and ice and drink it for the next couple days, and then I make another batch and I keep doing it. And at this point I've been doing it for a few weeks now, and I'm excited to see how my contractions go this time. Again, I kind of touched on this, but having access to the water or being in the shower or a tub at a hospital is super helpful at pain management if you're looking for a natural pain management solution. There are also different pressure points and counter pressure points that can help during labor. I know pressing on your lower back and squeezing your hips together. If you can get your spouse or doula to watch a quick video on that and then do some of that to you during your labor, that's going to be super helpful in managing the pain. Also, moving around and getting in different positions is really going to help with pain management and help progress your labor, which again are obviously important things if you want a natural childbirth. It's really just about listening to your body and going with what feels right and what feels comfortable to you. This time around I decided to write little cards with affirmations and Bible verses on them, just to kind of have handy if I need a little pick-me-up or just need to get my mind focused on something. Having a certain mantra that you can repeat in your mind and just focus on is super helpful. With my first, I feel like I was either thinking I can do this, or I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I'm pretty sure from my memory that's what I was telling myself, at least for a portion of the time during labor. Some of the things that I have written down this time are every contraction brings me closer to baby. This is a Bible verse. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen and help you. I will uphold you. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in your weakness. God designed my body to do this. That is personally a great reminder for me, is my body knows what it's doing even if I don't understand and it feels kind of overwhelming physically. God made my body to do this. Yeah. Those are just some of the things that I have written down to encourage me. I don't know how often I'll actually be reading these, but we will see. Just to wrap things up, I think just accepting contractions and accepting them and knowing that they're bringing you closer to your baby and that this is good, that they're not just these painful, purposeless things that are happening to your body and just this terrible affliction, but no, it's your body birthing your baby and you can do this. You can absolutely, I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to you, we can do this. Our bodies were made to do this. Every contraction is a good thing. It's our body functioning and it's our body getting us closer to meeting our little baby. You get breaks in between your contractions too so that you can rest, you can breathe, you can talk, whatever you need to do. You can have a drink or have a snack if you can. You know, I don't know what my labor has in store for me. I don't know how it will progress. I don't know if there'll be any complications, but I have my trust in God that God wants a good birth for me and for you. And I feel like believing that is super powerful. Just having hope and trust that things are going to go well. Yes, we can't control things, but we can at least hope for it and believe that things are going to go well for us, that things are going to progress well, and there'll be no complications. And that is my prayer for you. I just pray against any fear you may be struggling with. I just pray that that would leave your mind right now in Jesus' name, and you would just be overcome with peace and comfort and confidence, and know that you can do this. They're going to be challenging points, but you can get through them and it will be over. It's not going to last forever. Even if you have like a really long labor, it still comes to an end. And I know that deep down you have the strength to do it. And let me tell you, it's so amazing to feel that rush of endorphins, to not be hindered or numbed by any medication, but to really feel our bodies that alive. Like, I just felt so alive during my labor, and that was such an amazing feeling, and that's what I want to experience again. I just really want to experience this part of being a woman and kind of in all of its glory and all of its fullness, even if it's hard. Anyways, I hope that this encouraged you. If you want to watch my first birth story, it was a fun one. I was actually in labor at my bridal showers, so I'll link that down below if you want to hear just how everything played out and how I managed to have a natural childbirth. And if you're interested in more practical, helpful, encouraging motherhood and kind of lifestyle related videos, I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel. I love you so much. I hope you have a beautiful day and a beautiful, healthy labor and delivery, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!